What is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. And I want to wish all of you guys, first of all, a happy Easter. Um, and we're going to get into positive news. I'm glad to see that there's actually a ceasefire going on in Ukraine today. And without further ado, let's roll that intro. So, what is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. And I saw that Vladimir Putin had made a statement. I was going to get up last night and make a video about it, for Easter, that there is a ceasefire. And, basically saying that he's instructed his military to stop all um, offensive operations, not defensive, but offensive operations into and upon Ukraine for the respecting the Easter holiday. This is something similar. I know he did something around this for the Orthodox Christmas holiday as well. But without further ado, let me roll this clip so you can see what Putin said directly. There'll be some translation there, and then we'll get into another report, basically breaking this down before we come back.
Приказываю на этот период остановить все боевые действия. Исходим из того, что украинская сторона последует нашему примеру. При этом наши войска должны быть готовы к отражению возможных нарушений перемирия и провокаций со стороны противника, любых его агрессивных действий. Мы со своей стороны к ним всегда были готовы и всячески приветствуем стремление американской стороны, президента Трампа, наших китайских друзей, председателя Китайской Народной Республики, стран БРИКС, всех сторонников справедливому, мирному урегулированию украинского кризиса.
I do want to get to some breaking news that we are following. Just coming into the newsroom here, take a look. This is actually video from the aftermath of the Russia-Ukraine war during one of the strikes there. Now, Russia and Ukraine saying just moments ago that they have each swapped hundreds of prisoners in the largest exchange since the Russian full-scale invasion started over 3 years ago. Russia's Ministry of Defense said that 246 Russian service members were returned from territory controlled by Kyiv, and that, quote, as a gesture of goodwill, 31 wounded Ukrainian prisoners of war were transferred in exchange for 15 wounded Russian soldiers in need of urgent medical care. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying that 277 Ukrainian, quote, warriors have returned home from Russian captivity. Again, that information here just coming in, but also learning that Russian President Vladimir Putin announcing a temporary Easter ceasefire in Ukraine, citing humanitarian reasons, that is according to the Kremlin. The announcement came on the same day as Russia's defense ministry saying that its forces push Ukrainian troops from one of their last remaining footholds in the Kursk region, where the Ukrainians staged a surprise incursion last year. According to the Kremlin, the ceasefire will last from 6 p.m. Moscow time on Saturday until midnight following Easter Sunday. Quote, we assume that the Ukrainian side will follow our example. At the same time, our troops must be ready to repel possible violations of the truce and provocations from the enemy, any of its aggressive actions. That is according to Putin, saying at a meeting with his chief of the general staff there, and that is from a video that was shared and, of course, translated by the Kremlin's press service. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called the ceasefire, quote, another attempt by Putin to play with human lives. He wrote on X that, quote, air raid alerts are spreading across Ukraine and drones in our skies reveal Putin's true attitude toward Easter and toward human life. Putin's announcement came after President Donald Trump Friday said negotiations between Ukraine and Russia are, quote, coming to a head, and insisted that neither side is, quote, playing, end quote, him in his push to end the grinding 3-year war. President Trump spoke shortly after Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned that the U.S. may move on from trying to secure a Russia-Ukraine peace deal if there is no progress in the coming days after months of efforts have failed to bring an end to the fighting.
What do you guys think? Could this lead to a longer ceasefire? Could we, over Easter, especially with Rubio and the president now talking about walking away from peace negotiations, could we see a lasting peace come out of Easter? I think it would be fitting. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about it? I mean, look, I've been there. I've actually been in Ukraine since the war started, and I could tell you, as somebody that's been to the Middle East and been to Afghanistan and been to other places and seen what that kind of devastation looks like, it was just a whole different level there. And to get that resolved, I think would be a really positive thing, not just for Europe, but for the world. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let's have a discussion. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Have a great Easter. But as always, stay petty, my friends.